Forget Bugattis, Ferraris, and Teslas. Motorcycles like Harleys and BMWs are the favorite rides of female stars like Wonder Woman, Angelina Jolie, and anyone else willing to drop hundreds to thousands on their ride. Gal Gadot is quickly becoming a rep as the coolest woman in Hollywood, which has netted her $30 million. While she may be known for playing Wonder Woman today, Fast and Furious fans still know her as Giselle. In that film series, she was known for riding the Ducati Monster SR2, worth $4 to $8 grand. She enjoyed riding the bike that made her a star so much that she bought one herself. Wonder Woman may be able to move at supersonic speeds, but I don't think Gadot can run 127 miles per hour. Even real-life Amazons need a Ducati for that. Speaking of Fast and Furious, the only member of the cast who arguably rides a bike better than Giselle is Michelle Rodriguez's Letty. Her F9 character is known for riding on her Harley Davidson Sportster Iron for $2,000. It can outrace even Dom's Charger's 70 miles per hour, top speed with its own 105 miles per hour. Of course, that's before the NOS. Rodriguez likes this kind of ride just as much as her movie counterpart. Though I do gotta say, Michelle rides with a lot more style than Letty does. Which makes sense because Rodriguez has amassed a furious bank account of $25 million. Is there any actress less surprising to discover rides than the $120 million superstar Angelina Jolie? I mean, her Lara Croft rode a Yamaha TRX 850 across the Great Wall of China and it looked like she seriously enjoyed the ride. Though she seemed to enjoy her ride from Salt even more, because she brought home the film's Triumph Street Triple R worth $10,000 her ex-husband Brad Pitt is also a famous rider of in his movies. When the couple was together, Jolie was gifted a red MV Augusta, worth $24,000. It's a real shame for motorcycle sales everywhere that this couple couldn't make it work. Depending on who you ask, the best or worst moment of Megan Fox's $8 million acting career was when she appeared bent over a motorcycle for Transformers 2. She famously hated filming that scene. But her new boyfriend, Machine Gun Kelly, got her back on a motorcycle. Hollywood's newest power couple was spotted on his Harley, what looks like an Iron 883 for around 10 grand. Of course, it was a lot less cool when the pair was pulled over for Kelly not having a helmet or a proper license. That scene definitely wasn't in Transformers 2. Is there any man luckier than John Mulaney right now? He's managed to land one of the biggest crushes the internet has ever had, Olivia Munn. If you didn't think Munn was cool enough before, wait till you see the $25 million star riding around in her Triumph Bonneville. These rides can go for over 22 grand for the best models. Then there's her $18,000 BMW R120 0R that she bought for a boyfriend who told her to get a refund after they broke up. Instead, she took it for herself. Though she is afraid to drive its 109 horsepower, 140 mile per hour top speed monster through traffic. I imagine that goes double now that she's got a Lil Mulaney baby. Pink has built an image of herself as one of the toughest women in pop music. This image has earned her $200 million. So it would be kinda weird if she didn't have a motorcycle, wouldn't it? Her impressive collection includes the likes of a $9,000 Harley Davidson Sportster XL Iron 883 and a Triumph Bonneville T100 worth 10 grand. Apparently her husband, BMX star Carey Hart, gave her a custom motorcycle that featured camo print and a Rosie the Riveter on the back. My guess is that it's worth well over $20,000. Apparently she wanted another child, but her husband presented her with another bike, a new Indian Scout worth up to $14.4 thousand. Being married to a BMX star sure does have its perks. Few actresses have amassed $4 million on the kind of cool credentials that Katee Sackhoff has. She's Bo-Katan from The Mandalorian, Starbuck from Battlestar Galactica, and was briefly the Pink Ranger for a fan film. I think Sackhoff herself may actually be cooler than any part she's ever played. She's an avid motorcycle enthusiast. Sackhoff is known for her love of Harleys. Her Twitter shows off this love like her CVO breakout that probably ran her around 20 grand when she picked it up. Though she's also got an eye for custom rides too. Perhaps her most impressive comes from Classified Moto, which took a $3,000 1987 Honda XL600R and transformed it into a custom KT600. This included a front-end swap from a Kawasaki ZX6R, a stainless steel exhaust and pegs that resembled her Harleys. Though I am disappointed she doesn't own a turbo cycle from the original BSG. There's still time, I guess. Sackhoff isn't the only BSG alum who loves to ride. Tricia Helfer, also known as Number 6, likes to spend her $10 million on bikes too. In fact, Helfer and Sackhoff agreed to a charity ride that followed the route Peter Fonda and Dennis Hopper took in the 1969 biker flick Easy Rider. They filmed the documentary of the trip, Acting Outlaws, just to show off their BMWs. This is interesting since they're both Harley girls. Her first Harley was a $15,000 wide glide. This was a little much for her, so she moved on to a lighter Harley-Davidson Sportster, which might have run her 10 G's. She then sold that, and now rides a $20,000 Harley-Davidson Rocker C that was a Christmas present from her husband. Milla Jovovich is well known for appearing in movies like The Fifth Element and the Resident Evil franchise, which has earned her $50 million. Seeing how often motorcycles appeared in the rest of the franchise, it's no surprise the films featured some epic bikes too. Jovovich herself is a big fan of BMWs like her $15,000 BMW R9T that appeared in her film Survivor. Apparently, that's not rare at all. Jovovich is obsessive about getting BMW bikes in her movies. For instance, a $9,900 BMW R1150R made it into Ultraviolet. Resident Evil Apocalypse featured a $5,000 BMW K1200R. Then there's the nearly $20,000 BMW S1000XR that was used in Resident Evil The Final Chapter. She is trying so hard to be a BMW spokesperson, but they've never had her do a commercial. Rihanna is one of the least subtle artists in America, which is what you'd expect of someone worth $1.7 billion. So when she wants to show off her love of smashing stereotypes in motorcycle culture, how does someone like Rihanna go the extra mile? The star loves bikes and bike culture, such as her $16,000 BMW S1000RR from her Needed Me video. In order to promote her size-inclusive Fenty lingerie line, she included the New Orleans Carmel Curves, all-female motorcycle club. Now I just need her to star and produce a Sons of Anarchy-style show about them. Tell me you wouldn't watch that. Keira Knightley isn't really the kind of actress I would think would own a motorcycle. I imagine the Anna Karenina star taking a stretch limo just to go pick up groceries. Knightley sure showed me when she appeared in a Chanel commercial ready to show off her ride. She rode a classy cream $11.9 thousand Ducati Scrambler Cafe Racer. That's only a small chunk of her $80 million. Well, I'm not going to doubt her ever again. I'm sure her action movie franchise that features her shooting twin Uzis while driving is on its way. Pretty much everything Demi Lovato does nowadays is instantly iconic. That's how you get $40 million bucks. So I imagine the sales of the $16.9 thousand Harley-Davidson Night Rod went up when she rode one in her Confident music video, right after fighting with Michelle Rodriguez. She's also supported Skechers while on a classic blue bike that, well, I don't think really makes me want to buy shoes. This isn't just her trying to make her brand cooler either. Someone get Demi on a Harley commercial. Cars would be a thing of the past. Driving a motorcycle isn't always a fantasy. Sometimes it's a tragedy. Just ask the Thor franchise and Blind Spot actress Jaimie Alexander, who has only earned $4 million despite several high-profile roles. She was in love with her $9,000 Harley Iron 883. She still posts about the bike on Instagram despite the fact that she no longer drives it. That's because it broke down on her. Just goes to show you, whether you're talking about Harleys that break down, superhero franchises that replace you with Tessa Thompson, or NBC action dramas that get canceled, nothing is reliable forever. Is there anything Cher hasn't done? She's been a pop superstar since she was 16 and singing with Sonny Bono in 1964. Now she has $360 million. Apparently, only one thing has lasted longer than her stardom, and that's her love of bikes and bikers. Apparently, when she was 14, she took her first ride on a Harley and she fell in love. Since then, she's been pictured many times at bike shows and charities. This includes her $4,400 1994 Fat Boy that she unfortunately had to sell. Chances are she'll be a biker queen for as long as she'll be a pop queen. Kim Kardashian has gotta be one of the top 5 celebrity names in America right now, with the $1.2 billion to prove it. So of course she's also developed a passion for bikes. Her and Cher posed with supermodel Naomi Scott on classic Harleys that are worth around 20 grand. Apparently this was a dream come true considering the fact that Kim considers Cher her idol, and that she loves Harleys so much she dresses her kids in their clothes. Miley Cyrus has come a long way since her Hannah Montana days. She has worked hard to burn away that Disney image of her youth, like $160 million worth of hard work. Part of that journey has been her love of bikes. Her father, Billy Ray Cyrus, gifted her a $24,000 Can-Am Spider in 2013. Since then, like any good star, she's developed a love of classic Harleys. She even frequently uses them as props for her concerts. You never saw Hannah Montana do that. It's only a matter of time before Krysten Ritter's Jessica Jones returns to the MCU to add to her $7 million. Hopefully when she does, she'll ride in with Mike Coulter's Luke Cage on his $14,000 Harley FXDB Dinah Street Bob. Either that, or maybe she'll ride up on the same classic bike Ritter posed on for Esquire. I mean, she wears a $75 leather LP Facone women's Brando motorcycle jacket, so she really should have the motorcycle to go with it. A lot of people have cool stories about their sweet 16th birthday. Well, I'm here to tell you that no one has a cooler story than Drew Barrymore. While she's ridden before in the BMX scene from Charlie's Angels Full Throttle, that wasn't as cool as her joyride with the one and only Keanu Reeves. Apparently, in 1991, the 27-year-old actor took Barrymore for a ride on his motorcycle that apparently went at blazing speeds. Reeves has a legendary bike collection, but there are only so many he had in '91. Personally, I hope it was his $12,000 1973 Norton Commando 850 MK2A that he picked up in 1987, his second ever bike purchase. These things can go up to 115 miles per hour, so that definitely matches up with her story, that he drove her at the warp speed of her life. Even her current $125 million can't buy you a better birthday. How can you possibly have a better bike story than that? Harley-Davidson is worth $5.4 billion. Frankly, I think the company owes some of these ladies a check for their free advertisements.